Hello everyone, my name is Cameron and welcome back to the channel, and today we're doing the WWE TLC 2020 review. I just want to say I'm very sorry you guys that this has taken me so long to do. I want to give some explanation. First off, depression spike kind of made me not really want to do this for the first few days before the holidays hit, and then obviously Christmas Eve and Christmas. I was really busy and didn't have a whole lot of time to do anything. Literally Wednesday, Thursday, Friday were all spent doing Christmas dinner prep stuff. Wednesday, I had to prep something so that way I could be done with it early before Christmas. And Thursday, I got home after I had a 5-hour shift at work, got home, finished cooking some stuff before Christmas, played some beer pong, and then went to bed so I could relax before Christmas and before I actually had to legit do Christmas dinner stuff, which was literally all day Friday, and all day Friday was spent celebrating Christmas with family and just relaxing and trying to have a good day in a year that has been very difficult. And then obviously the news of Brody Lee's passing happened this weekend. He died the day after Christmas, which was really, really sad. And obviously more news is coming out about that, more information is coming out about that. That's now kind of shedding some light on everything that happened with it. And it's very sad to hear that one of wrestling's best and brightest is gone. It seems like a lot of people really, really loved Brody Lee, and he was a very well-cherished, well-loved part of the wrestling community. So to Brody's family, to John's family, I want to say I hope you guys are all doing okay and you guys are on my thoughts, because it's very difficult to lose a family member, especially around the holidays. And yeah, he just seemed like he was all around one of the best guys in the world. And yeah, so we'll also talk a bit about what happened on Raw and SmackDown in the last week as well. I've not watched yesterday's episode of Raw, but I have watched the last week's and the previous SmackDowns. The SmackDown from Christmas Day. So let's start with the first match on TLC, which was an 8-man tag team match. Now this actually kind of got shifted. Our Big E versus Sami Zayn prediction got shifted into this because technically speaking, we did have Big E and Sami Zayn mentioned, so we did count this as that prediction rather than changing it up and saying there's no prediction on this one, because technically we were kind of right. Big E and Sami Zayn were involved in a match against each other at TLC, and this is the match. We had on one team Big E, Daniel Bryan, Chad Gable, and Otis facing off against King Corbin, Sami Zayn, Shinsuke Nakamura, and Cesaro. Prediction was Big E's team for both Jesse and myself. It was a very good match. There was a lot of great offense for both sides. Bryan got isolated a lot. Cole name dropped Tom Cruise's tirade from the set of Mission Impossible. The newest Mission Impossible movie that's filming. He had like an insane tirade on the set because of somebody getting COVID or something along those lines. It was not good. Chad Gable and Otis end up left in the ring with Cesaro and Nakamura. Spinebuster by Corbin to Otis. Lots of quick moves. O'Connor roll, German suplex to Cesaro. Zayn tags in, and then Big E is tagged in. Uranagi to Zayn. Big ending. Big E and his team win. 10 out of 10. 1-0 predictions. It was a very good match and a great way to bring the pay-per-view in. I think it was just kind of like the ease people into this match, or into the pay-per-view sort of match, and it worked really well. Then on Friday, on SmackDown on Christmas Day, Big E faced Sami Zayn in the Intercontinental Championship match. Finally, it got announced at the end of this. Sometime during the show, I believe it was announced that they would be facing. It ended up turning into a lumberjack match that Big E won, winning the Intercontinental Championship for the second time in his career. The first time he won it was, I believe he was still under Big E Langston, and he was with Dolph and AJ Lee at the time still. He was in that stable, that little group. But congrats to Big E on winning the championship. It's well-deserved. Very good superstar. Hopefully one day he wins the big one and we can call him WWE champion, because I think Big E is one of those guys that deserves it, and it seemed like that's where they were going with it earlier this year, and then just decided to stop with that push for some reason. Next, match number 2, we have the WWE Championship TLC match. Drew McIntyre versus AJ Styles. Prediction was McIntyre for both. Drew's in quick control over AJ after AJ hit some chop blocks and focuses attacks on the leg. Big chop sending AJ off the top turnbuckle to the floor outside the ring. Drew tries to suplex AJ through a table, but he fights out of it until Drew slams him down on the barricade. Stares down Omos as he keeps dominating AJ, drops him down face first onto the barricade. Drew sets up the ladder, chair to the back of the left leg by AJ as Drew starts to climb. His leg was really bothering him in this match, so AJ really focused on it, which is very smart. Focus on your opponent's weakness. AJ sat into the steel chair. He wedged it in the corner. Styles throws a chair at McIntyre's back before Irish whipping him into the ladder and then slamming it down onto him. Styles class set up, but Drew reverses it and hits the Future Shock DDT, but his knee is still giving him some problems. Drew lifts the ladder up and suplexes it onto AJ. AJ takes him down at the knees with a chop block. Calf crusher with his leg in the ladder, attacking the leg with the chair. Calf crusher with his leg in the chair now. McIntyre slams Styles into the ladder, breaking free from the calf crusher. Styles keeping his focus on the leg of McIntyre. If he can't climb, he can't win. Very good point. I think Corey made that. Was it Corey who made that point? No, it wouldn't have been Corey. Joe? I don't know. Somebody made that point during the commentary from the show. Somebody made that point saying if you can't climb, you can't win, which is a good point. If you can stop your opponent from climbing the ladder, they're not going to win the match. Clocks Drew in the face of the ladder, taking him down. Styles sets Drew up on a table, climbs up a tipped-over ladder, goes to dive down, but McIntyre throws a ladder into Styles' face. Throws a setup table over the top rope into the ring. The corner is chipped, which was funny in my opinion. Sets up the table. Drew tipped into the ladder face first. Styles slides under the table, kicks it into Drew's knee, but gets caught, and Drew hits an overhead belly-to-belly, throwing him onto the ladder. Phenomenal forearm hits both men are down on the ground, almost shoves a ladder in for AJ. AJ climbs up, but Drew gets back up and takes him off the ladder, throwing Styles through the table at ringside. McIntyre starts to climb the ladder. The Miz runs out and attacks Drew, powerbombs him through the table. Miz cashes in with some help from John Morrison. John actually is the one who handed the briefcase off to the official to say he's cashing in. Miz climbs so fucking, for whatever reason, I get it. You want to be a cocky dickhead, but if you really give a shit about winning the title, you would have been up that fucking ladder, grabbing it the second you got onto that ladder. You wouldn't be fucking, he comes in, he's like, climbing the ladder all nonchalantly, and Omos comes in, takes him down, drops him through a table at ringside. Morrison then hits Omos with a chair, which breaks off his back, and he starts running away to the entrance ramp because Omos, very fucking Jason Voorhees, like, just kind of stalked him up the ramp. He's just kind of, well, John's like, oh god, tripping over shit. Styles and McIntyre up. Our Miz is still down. He looked really bad. Like, it looked like he may have taken the bump wrong, and there was refs checking on him. Like, more, it seemed like there was more than just normal checking going on. I think they were making sure he was just selling it really well and not actually hurt. Miz finally gets up as Drew and AJ are both at the bottom of the ladder, climbing up. Drew is climbing up with one leg. Miz sets up second ladder. Drew and AJ fighting still. Miz climbing up really quick this time. Wow, the time when you're not alone, you climb up quick, you fucking moron. AJ's down. Miz and Drew are up alone. Miz is shoved down. Springboard from AJ up to the ladder. Down goes Drew. Miz climbs up and takes down AJ. Drew tips the ladder over, killing AJ. Claymore to the Miz. Drew McIntyre retains 2-0 on predictions, 20 out of 10. I love this match. This is a match where I wouldn't have really cared who won. It could have been AJ. It could have been Drew. It could have been the Miz. I would have been happy regardless of the winner. They were all very good talents in this ring. They were all very good, very deserving people in this ring, in my opinion. So for any of them to win, I wouldn't even really care. Especially after Miz cashed in the briefcase. That was another caveat to this that really made it like, okay, I really don't care who wins this match now. But he's dumb and he acted too cocky. He would have had that. Like, it would have been over, but he's like, nah, I'm just gonna be a dickhead. Now, speaking of the Miz and his cash-in, technically speaking, John cashed it in for him, which he kind of uses as a technicality because he is Mr. Money in the Bank. He's supposed to be the only person who can cash it in, even though we've seen in the past Triple H technically cashing in the briefcase for Randy Orton. So I think he's got it back this week. I'm not sure if he got it back, but he didn't get back last week, but he's saying he's trying to find the loophole for it because technically he didn't cash it in. He should still technically be Mr. Money in the Bank. It's a bit of a stretch, but okay. Match number 3 of the SmackDown Women's Championship match with Sasha Banks versus Carmella. Prediction was Banks for both. Carmella slides out of the ring to avoid Sasha. Getting back into the ring, Sasha goes right after her, but Mella takes control. Carmella's thrown outside the ring, but gets caught by her sommelier. Throws Sasha into the steps. Bronco Buster to Banks for a 2 count. Meteor to Mella for a 2 count. Banks in control of the match. Mella puts Banks down, slamming her back on the apron. Sasha hits the 3 Amigos on Carmella. Frog splash for a 2 count. Mella starts taking control with multiple elbows in the corner. Facebuster to Banks for a 2 count. Lots of pin attempts as always because it's a fucking championship match. Obviously, there's a lot of pin attempts. And also, it's a Carmella match. It's kind of her thing. She goes for a lot of quick pins that don't really do anything, and then she throws a temper tantrum. It used to be Sasha's thing as well. Head scissors over the top rope by Mella. Carmella losing her cool after a slap to the face by Banks. Super kick, pin with Banks like completely under the ropes. I don't know what Carmella was thinking here. She grabs the ropes, fucking obviously. Carmella slammed in the turnbuckle, roll up, dives her drives her face into the turnbuckle again. Weird powerbomb roll-up for a 2 count. Backslide by Banks, lots of roll-ups, code of silence. Sasha counters, but Carmella shifts it into a double chicken wing with her leg over Sasha. Roll-up, but Mella kicks out. Bronco Buster is missed. Banks statement, Reginald pulls Mella out. Sasha hits him with a Meteora. 2 super kicks by Mella for a 2 count once she gets Sasha back in the ring. Carmella throws a temper tantrum and yells at Sasha. Facebuster counted into a Banks statement. Banks wins, 3-0 on predictions, 10 out of 10. Great match. I'm glad that Sasha retained. It was really good. It's the right call as of right now. Mella just got back, and I'm sure she'll get her time with the title again, but for now it's time for the boss. It's time for Sasha. I like the fact that they're trying to make it look like, yes, while Carmella is great in the ring, she's not the right person for the title right now. I don't think she is. I think Sasha's the right person to keep the title on going into 2021. Now, do I think she'll be the right person at Mania? Probably not. I think that's the time for her to drop it. Let her have a big moment at the Royal Rumble where she retains. Hell, you can even have her retain at Mania to get her Mania moment, as a lot of people think she should have technically gotten the Mania moment when her, Charlotte, and I think it was her, Charlotte, and Becky faced at WrestleMania 32 for the first women's title. A lot of people think Sasha should have been the person to win that. Personally speaking, I think Charlotte was the right call then, but I think definitely if you're going to have Sasha be champion, you have to either have her drop it at WrestleMania or just after WrestleMania. Let her she's got longevity. I'm going to give her that. She's actually, defending the championship without losing it finally in her first defense. So let her have that longevity. Let her have it till the Rumble or till Mania, wherever you want to. But make sure I hope they have a clear cut answer of when she's going to lose it. Because I think after Mania, it's either at Mania or just after Mania, she's got to lose that championship. Because I think that's when fans are going to start getting tired of her being champion. Mostly because she's face. I'm not saying she's not a good face, but she plays the heel a lot better, and I think either they have to have a double turn at Mania or have to have her lose the championship at Mania to come back as ruthless, pissed off, bitchy Sasha Banks. But I will enjoy her title run as long as it goes. They fucked up a replay, and it was hilarious. The second time they managed to do it, but basically they went to show a replay of something. I don't remember exactly what it was, but basically it just ended up showing Sasha staying in the ring, just sitting there with her championship, like not even knowing the camera was on it. It was horrible, but it was funny as fuck. Match number 4, we have the Raw Tag Team Championship match. We have the New Day versus the Hurt Business. We have both predicted the New Day, both Jesse and myself. Big super kick to Alexander for a 2 count. Assisted leg drop to Alexander for a 2 count. New Day were trying to end this quickly. I think it was because, 1, they probably can sense that the fans are not enjoying this as much. And 2, they wanted to just get this match out of the way so they can move on and go home and relax. The problem I have with this is the fact that this is like the 90th match we've seen between these two teams, and I'm tired of it. Like, I don't care if it's a singles match between two of the people, if it's a tag match between them. This went on way too long. This feud was going on way too long at this point, and I really just did not give a shit about this match. Like, I was like, who cares? Whoever wins, wins. I don't fucking care. I was not really in the mood for this match. Benjamin breaks up another pin attempt by Woods. Shelton's tagged in, taking it to Woods. Benjamin in control over Woods. Woods slides through and drop kicks Alexander off of Benjamin, fighting him outside as Kofi takes it to Shelton. Big PK to the back of Woods by Alexander. Benjamin's back in and holding control for the Hurt Business. Woods counters the handspring kick with an enziguri. Shelton and Kofi are in. New Day in control again. Big powerbomb tag move by the Hurt Business, reversed after a counter to the boom drop. SOS for a 2 count. Trouble in Paradise missed. Lumbar checks avoided. Big knee strike to Kofi. Brainbuster. Woods breaks it up. Big boot. Neuralizer. Pay dirt to take Woods out. Benjamin comes in. Angle slams reversed. Drop kick. Takes Alexander down. Kick over the top rope to Shelton. Superplex avoided by Kofi momentarily. Cedric blind tags because he's a dick. Lumbar check. Hurt Business win. 3-1 on predictions. 10 out of 10. So there was a moment. Cedric just kind of sat there before the blind tag for a few minutes for some reason. Like, he's just like, I don't know if it was an issue of him not being ready, like he was out of breath. So, like, Shelton's just sitting there, like, bent over, waiting for the blind tag to happen. The match was really good, though. I liked it. It was better than a lot of the matches they had in this feud, and hopefully it's finally fucking over. I believe they didn't have any matches between them on Raw. Honestly, I don't remember seeing either team on Raw, actually, last week. But yeah, the Hurt Business won, and I kind of want to hate it, but I can't because they did have a 4SG, Shelton Benjamin at least had a 4SG like armband on for Shad Gaspard after he died earlier this year in a boating accident. And yeah, it was for they did that match for him, and I want to say also for JTG for the other member of Crime Time. And I don't know if it's going to happen, but I would love to potentially see Crime Time get into the Hall of Fame in the next couple of years. I think Crime Time were a great team, and I think they did a lot for the tag team division, and they had a lot of good moments. And let's be honest, they kind of just throw anybody in there. Hillbilly Jim's in there, for fuck's sake. Snoop Dogg's in there. Like, they just kind of throw everyone in there. So I think Crime Time should definitely go in the Hall, and they deserve it. I think they deserve it. And hell, I'd say bring JTG back while you're at it and have him join the Hurt Business. Fuck it, why not? It works. Have him be the guy, and have him be the guy to get the WWE Championship, because they were saying, oh, the Street Profit or the Hurt Business holds all the gold. They don't, though. They don't, Tom. They don't, Byron. They don't, Joe. They don't, because they don't have the WWE Championship. They hold 3 championships that are on Raw. Technically, there's 5 championships on Raw, not counting the Women's Championship. There is the tag titles, if you want to count those as 2. You can count them as 1, you can count them as 2. It's up to you. There is the United States Championship, which, yes, they do hold those ones. But there's also the 24/7 Championship. I know it's not as important, but still, it's a championship, and it's technically more on Raw than it is on SmackDown. And then there is the WWE Championship, which both MVP and Bobby Lashley have failed to take from Drew McIntyre on separate occasions. So, before you try to say they have all the gold, no, they fucking don't. Don't fucking try to say they have all the gold, because they fucking don't. Unless MVP wins the WWE Championship, they do not have all the gold. Do not say they have all the gold ever again. I don't care if that was what was put in their scripts. It sounds fucking retarded. It makes the commentators look retarded. It makes the Hurt Business look retarded, because no, they do not hold all the gold. They hold 3 championships. They hold the tag titles, which is 2 if you want to count them as 2, 1 if you want to count them as 1, and the United States Championship. That is not all the gold. The WWE Championship, the Raw Women's Championship, and technically, if you want to count it, the 24/7 Championship are all also on the Raw brand. Technically, if they want to hold all the gold, they have to have all of those championships. It is not the same as the Undisputed Era, a team of 4 men holding all of the gold, because they did hold all the gold. They had the NXT North American, the NXT Tag Team, and the NXT Championship, all held at the same time. The NXT Women's Championship was the only one they didn't have, but they didn't have a women's champion, so it didn't really matter. They hold all the men's gold on NXT. You cannot say they hold all the gold until they have the WWE Championship. So don't say it. It's stupid. It just sounds fucking stupid. Match number 5, the WWE Women's Tag Team Championship match with Jax and Baszler versus Asuka and mystery opponent. Predictions, I predicted Jax and Baszler to retain because of Asuka having a mystery opponent. You never really know what you're going to get. And Jesse predicted Asuka and her mystery partner. And the mystery partner is I kind of called this because it kind of was obvious, but Charlotte Flair. Charlotte Flair is the mystery partner. Not only is she the mystery partner, she's also looking a little bit different. If you guys don't know, Charlotte left, when'd she leave? Like May-ish, I think, somewhere around there. I don't know. She left a couple months ago, like I think they said 9 months ago, so March maybe. That seems early. No, that was when Becky left. I don't know, 6 or 7 months ago, somewhere around there probably. She left because in storyline she had a shoulder injury. What really happened is both of her implants in her chest, because you don't know, she had implants in her boobs to make them larger, they both ruptured in a match. So she left to go get it fixed. This is not the first time this has happened to her. This has happened to her multiple times where her either one implant or the other ruptured. But in this case, I think both, from what I've heard, both implants ruptured. So she went to have surgery to get that fixed, and she got them out. She got a breast reduction surgery. She now has more natural. I don't know how natural. I don't know if they're the exact sizes they were before her implants, because you can see her without them. She did start her career without them. She got those sometime between NXT and moving up to the main roster, because I think her first time in the main roster, she had the implants. So she got them sometime in NXT before she went up to the main roster. And she's had many issues, so it's probably a good thing that she got them reduced. I'm sure she talked to WWE about it beforehand just to let them know that she was getting them reduced. And she looks better. She looks good. I like the way she looks. I like the fact that they're more natural. She looks a lot healthier with them. It makes her look way fucking skinnier, not gonna lie. Like, she looked really skinny, and I didn't realize why until, like, I was like, oh, that's why, because she got her boobs reduced. Took me a minute. But yeah, she looks better. I'm hoping that this means she can be in the ring for more time, because she's lost a lot of time due to this. So, yeah. hopefully with this now not being an issue, she can wrestle longer. Asuka and Shayna started off not the way I wanted to see them face. This is just like the freaking Elimination Chamber where we just kind of got a little snippet of it. Charlotte wants to be tagged in. Asuka tags her in, facing off against Shayna. Jax is coming in. Asuka in, taking to Jax. Codebreaker, double team to Asuka, attacking her arm. Manipulation of her wrist and elbow. Jax is tagged back in, slams Asuka's shoulder into the post, then whips her into the barricade. Keeping her isolated away from Charlotte. Jax almost sent into the post, spinning back fist, but Jax stops her from getting a tag. Baszler takes Flair down, but Flair drops her, goes in, hitting the chops. Ric Flair backstage watching on. Flair is in control, stomping on Nia's leg. Big boot for a 2 count. Moonsault to Jackson Baszler. Rolls Nia into the ring. Figure 4 is avoided. Samoan dropped Flair after Asuka had tagged in. Missile dropkick. Baszler's in. Kirifuda, but Asuka backs her to the corner. Charlotte's in. Big boot to Jax. Roll up for a 2 by Baszler. Figure 4. Bridges to the figure 8, but Jax yanks her down. Asuka with a hip attack to Jax. Kirifuda roll up for a 2. Natural selection. Flair and Asuka win. 15 out of 10. 4-1 for Jesse. 3-2 for me. Great match. Was kind of predictable that the mystery partner would be Charlotte, but hey, it was a cool moment for the end of 2020, and I have no real issue with these two winning, except for the fact that the main women's title is also being mixed in the tag title scene. I don't like that. I haven't liked it the whole time they've done it, because this isn't the first time that they've done this. They've done this multiple times where they've just kind of mixed those two in together. I don't like the fact that they do it, and I'd rather that they have the main women's title and the women's tag titles separated a little bit more. I also don't like the fact that they keep throwing together random women's tag team champions or tag team competitors. On SmackDown this past week, they had a Fatal 4-Way elimination tag team match. I believe it was Fatal 4-Way at least. They had... was it Fatal 4-Way? One sec. Let me load up my thing real quick. Give me one sec, guys. Sorry, it was a 3-way tag match with Asuka and Charlotte facing Sasha and Bianca and Bayley and Carmella. For some reason, it shows Sasha and Bianca as the winners, but they didn't, because I thought this was a... Huh? That's not who won. What? That was a tag team... That was a championship match, if I remember correctly, and I know for a fact that they did not win. Like, what? Give me a sec. I'm like 100% sure that they lost. That Charlotte and... Yeah, exactly. Asuka and Charlotte were set to put the tag titles on the... I gotta check this for a second. Yeah, for the SmackDown, for the Women's Tag Team Championships. Yeah, Asuka and Charlotte won. That's what I thought. Why the fuck did it... I don't know why it said that on the Bing thing that it said Sasha and Bianca won. Like, no, they fucking didn't, you lying freaking piece of shit. Don't lie to me. Also, Jey Uso faced Daniel Bryan on SmackDown, and Daniel Bryan won that. The other matches... and I already talked about Big E winning the championship. I will talk about the other one in a minute here, because it has to do with the next match coming up. Also, Raw. Day was it? 22nd. Can actually go back and look at this one now so we can see the results. From Raw, we had... Okay, I'm seeing matches I don't remember. Oh, that's why. Sorry, 21st. From Raw, we had a tag team match with Mandy Rose and Dana Brooke facing off against Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler, which Nia and Shayna won. There was a singles match between Angel Garza and Drew Gulak that Angel Garza won. T-Bar beat Ricochet in a match. MVP and Bobby Lashley beat Matt Riddle and Jeff Hardy in a match. Jackson Riker squashed Grand Metalik in a match. There was a tag team match between Asuka and Charlotte facing off against Peyton and Lacey, which Asuka and Charlotte won. And then there was a 6-man tag team match with Sheamus, Keith Lee, and Drew McIntyre facing off against AJ Styles, The Miz, and John Morrison that Keith Lee and co. won. Okay, so we can go back to this now. Now, match number 6, the WWE Universal Championship TLC match with Roman Reigns versus Kevin Owens. Prediction was Reigns for both. Kevin Owens attacks before the match starts. Owens with a cannonball into Reigns against the barricade. Splash to Reigns on the floor from the apron. Super kick to Jey Uso, attacking Uso with the chair. Attacks with the chair onto the leg. Owens setting up the announce table. Roman with a drive-by dropkick. Jey Uso being carried to the back by officials. Steps to the face multiple times by Roman. by Reigns, destroying Owens with them, hitting Owens with a tiny ladder, chair fight as Owens gets a chair slammed on him over and over and over and over again. Owens dropped on a 2 chairs set up next to each other. I believe they were set up in this sort of fashion where the backs are together. I could be wrong. Reigns sets up a ladder, starts to climb, but Owens attacks him with a chair. Fisherman suplex onto the chair by Owens. Owens at the title, but Jey Uso hobbles in and pulls him down. A hockey fight between them. Owens hit with a Superman punch. Reigns sets up the table in the corner, pressing Owens' face into the mat with his boot. Jey set up the other table by the ropes, avoids a Samoan drop through a table, super kick to Jey, stunner to Reigns. Jey stops Owens from climbing again, pop-up powerbomb to Jey through the announce table. Owens buries Jey under the wreckage, starts to climb the ladder. Reigns climbs up and stops him, rakes the eyes. Owens powerbomb on a small ladder as it was leaned on the ropes. Backdrop onto the table. Owens doesn't look too good. Slammed Owens through a table with some chairs on it. Samoan drop through a table. Owens in a bad way. Owens is back up, stopping Reigns from getting the title. Spear to Owens through the table in the corner. Reigns seems to have hurt his shoulder or neck a bit, though, as Owens falls out of the ring. Owens baits Reigns, and Reigns ends up slamming through the barricade as Owens sidesteps to go into the ring. Reigns is somehow up and takes Owens down. Super kicks to Reigns, pop-up powerbomb reverse into a Superman punch, gets the powerbomb through the table. Owens tries to get the championship, but Jey stops him. Lots of headbutts down on the mat, hits a stunner to Jey, climbs up again. Reigns is back up, for fuck's sake. Low blow, guillotine on top of the ladder. Owens is out and falls down to the ring. Reigns wins. 5-1 for Jesse, 4-2 for me, 20 out of 10. It was a great match, but man, it was really fucking dumb to see how much Roman couldn't do it on his own. Like, he's supposed to be this ultra dominant badass, but uses low blows and his cousins to help keep his blue belt. It gets old fast, man. I've always hated the way that WWE books their heels. They never have them win on their own anymore. Every time with modern day heels, they always cheat to win. They always have to low blow. They always have to have distractions. They always have to have some outside interference. They can't do it on their own. And when Roman is supposed to be the tribal chief, the head of the table, this big, dominant badass, he still can't do it on his own. He's still getting help every single match. And his match on SmackDown against Kevin Owens in a steel cage for the Universal Championship, where he ended up winning, was no different. Jey Uso came out, handcuffed Owens to the side of the cage, and that's how Roman stepped out of the door, was because Owens couldn't stop him. Just for once, WWE, let your heels just win without any issues, like without cheating. Let them win. It's not that hard. And match number 7, we had the Firefly Inferno match, The Fiend versus Randy Orton. Prediction was The Fiend for both. And this is when they mentioned that Big E would be facing Sami Zayn. So Bray Wyatt shows a Firefly Carol. It was pretty interesting, honestly. It was talking about him and Randy's past. I don't remember the full details. I didn't want to write down the full details. But yeah, you can probably look it up on YouTube, I'm sure. The only way to win this match is to light any part of your opponent on fire. Okay then, WWE, you're getting a little crazy here. Randy attacking The Fiend, but his offense having no effect. Goes for an RKO, and then The Fiend starts destroying him. Sister Abigail's avoided. Dropkick to The Fiend. Wyatt still in control. Backbreaker by Orton to avoid the Sister Abigail again. RKO was avoided. Sister Abigail, and The Fiend summoned a lot of fire. It was great. Wyatt whipping Orton with a strap. He lights a new strap with some oil on it on fire. He misses the strike with it. Orton slamming in the ring post. Wyatt grabs a pickaxe, but Orton dodges away from it. Wyatt grabs the rocking chair and a gas can. Pours the gasoline on the chair. Leads it towards the other end of the outside. Tries to shove Orton in the flames again. Slams him into the steel stairs. Orton punched into the chair. The Fiend grabs a lighter and lights the trail of gas to the chair, but Orton dodges away from it. Orton attacking The Fiend with an axe handle, hits him with the ring stairs. Every time he hits The Fiend with the stairs, the flames explode up. I love this match. There was a lot of pyro. Attacking The Fiend with a chain, tries to send The Fiend into the fire. Uranagi, neck snap. The Fiend lights the axe handle on fire, but Orton avoids it again. RKO is reversed into the mandible claw, tries to shove him into the flames, but Orton turns it around, and The Fiend goes up, still standing while on fire, hit with an RKO. Orton checking on The Fiend, but Wyatt's not moving, just barely breathing. Orton grabs a gas can, pours it over The Fiend, grabs matches, and walks into the ring. Drops the match on The Fiend, lighting him up completely. Well, at least the deflated doll they had in Wyatt's place. They held the camera in such a weird way where it, like, you could see that it was not really Wyatt laying there. And I'm like, dude, guys, you... And then they went back to the shot, so you could clearly tell it was not Bray Wyatt once again. Orton wins 21 out of 10, 5-2 for Jesse, 4-3 for me. Great match, but that cut where you could tell it wasn't really Wyatt in there made it look really bad camera-wise. But hey, it was still cool. I liked the match. I thought it was great. It was a really cool cinematic match to have them fight in, especially because, like, somebody got lit on fire at the end. Kayfabe-wise, somebody got lit on fire at the end. And yeah, I thought it was great. And finally, to end this, we're going to talk about the 2020 Slammies real quick. I'm just going to go through who won each award. For this pay-per-view, by the way, you guys, I gave it 5 out of 5. I thought it was a great pay-per-view from start to finish. There was a little bit of down moments, but the big moments, the better moments really sold it. Match of the night, for me, has got to be the Universal Championship and the WWE Championship TLC matches. Downside of the night, the worst match, I would probably have to give it the 8-man tag match. It wasn't bad. It's just, it was the match I remember the least about. Every other match really kind of had something memorable going for it, whether it was a title change or something else. Wyatt has still not been back on Raw. Alexa Bliss said he's coming back as something worse, something scarier, something you've never seen before to Orton. So yeah. All right, we're going to list down the Slammy Award winners really quick. Male Superstar of the Year, Drew McIntyre. Ring Gear of the Year to The New Day. Return of the Year, obviously, is to Edge. Musical Performance of the Year is by Elias, right? Because he was the only person in the thing. Rivalry of the Year, Edge versus Randy Orton. Female Superstar of the Year, Sasha Banks. Breakout Star of the Year, The Street Profits. Social Media Superstar of the Year, Bayley. Trash Talkers of the Year, Lacey Evans and the Hurt Business. WWE Network Documentary of the Year, Undertaker, The Last Ride. Celebrity of the Year, Gronk. Referee of the Year, Charles Robinson. Double Cross of the Year, Bayley. Moment of the Year, The Undertaker's Final Farewell. Tag Team of the Year, The Street Profits. Match of the Year, The Boneyard Match. Superstar of the Year, overall, Drew McIntyre. So yeah, that is it for the TLC 2020 review, as well as the Slammy Award review. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'll see you all in the next one. Stay golden. Peace.